Hello everyone, welcome to How to Channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to be able to make money using Nano Banana through what are PDFs. That is, through the sale of PDFs of different types of electronic items, we will be able to earn money, making use of Nano Banana, which is something really very simple, but at the same time a bit complicated to understand. In this case, we are going to illustrate little by little how we are going to be able to use Nano Banana to be able to generate some kind of income, right? So we're just going to put this over here. Canva, we are not going to use it as such. It is simply to be able to exemplify. And I'm going to set this to 100. We're going to put it over here. In this case, the first thing we will have to do is simply type Nano Banana in our browser, and usually what we are going to find. Some pages that refer to Nano Bananas like this one here, which, as you can see, they say a banana, but no. Really the one we would be interested in this case would be to go to the Google Idols app already. Within this Google study, we will be able to make use of Nano Bananas, which, as you can see, comes out here as one of the options. We're just going to hit a Try Nano Banana. We are going to click on it, and in this case, as you can see, the page has already opened. Now, the next thing we're going to do in this case would be to enter some sort of prompt into it. What is this prompt going to be? This prompt has to be quite specific for which we want to use it via PDF, right? So what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to define a niche. We're going to put this over here, and we're going to put define a niche. And we're going to change the lyrics to make it much more visible. I think it's a little better there. And we're going to change it to 50 now. In this case, we're going to have to do it this way, right? I remembered that in this case, we are making the video in English, right? I'm just writing all of this in Spanish, but don't worry, I'm going to start writing everything in English. Now, the next thing we're going to have to do, besides defining what our niche would be, so, being within what Google Studio is, within what is the Nano Banana section, here we are going to have to define what our niche would be, right? What can be the solution to this? We have a few options, for example, writing what an ebook or an ebook is, or in any case, a children's book. What are we going to put on it? For example, we're going to write an ebook, and we're going to tell you to create a story about this ebook. We're just going to put this round on it, and we're going to hit round or enter, right? We're going to hit it run, and in this case, as you can see, it's creating what our story is, totally in English. You can modify the language, there is no problem, nor any inconvenience. And this is the important thing. As you can see, we are going to create a personalized image referring to what our ebook is. What are we going to have to do in this case? We can do it this way, can't we? And just by means of what it is we're going to put. For example, a Google Doc, Google Docs. Let's go here. We're going to log in, or well, I already had it started, and for example, we're sticking, right? We're going to give it C control. We're adding whatever our ebook is already. What are we going to have to do? We give it the title. We're going to put this over here. We focused it. It is simply as an example, logically. This has to be much more beautiful. And for example, we are gradually creating an ebook, and we are entering whatever these images are, which come in quite handy to make it an illustrative book, especially for what type of audience we are going to be making this type of content. For a type of child audience, because hey, well, it would be the easiest thing we can do, and that we can make people buy for their children. We will be able to generate some kind of income. We can continue with this type of content, or we will even be able to do it through what it is. Coloring illustrations, i.e. coloring books already. What are we going to have to do? Let's put it, please. Create a coloring books already about animals, for example. So, in this case, what is the program going to do? You will simply take your time in order to create what would be the coloring book we are asking for. In this case, a book for animals. What it is going to do is generate what are images to color. So this may take a few seconds. As you can see in this case, it is a slightly more demanding task, and logically it will take much longer. So we're going to make a little cut until this is done. So as you can see, you're going to have to modify a little bit what the prompt is. And in this case, it gives us what are the guidelines to be able to have a structure of a type of coloring book, not about animals. In this case, he gives us what is a small introduction and so on. What are we going to have to do? Based on these ideas, we are going to enter Nano Banana. This other prompt, which will help us create some kind of image of a specific animal so that children can color it. And this is really what interests us. We're just going to hit RAM again. We're going to hit enter, and this way we're going to let the artificial intelligence take care of making this type of image again. So we would just play. We would have to wait a little bit. Sorry. Until the image is fully created, and so we can enjoy this new image. As you can see in this case, I'm going to show you how long it took. It took 170 seconds to generate this illustration, but it is a pretty good illustration, quite interesting, and as you can see, it is very well done. What will it be useful for us in this case? To be able to simply download it or, for example, copy it and little by little create this type of illustration through a PDF file, right? So the only thing we would have left is to continue with these illustrations, but in this case, we are going to do it of a cow, of a chicken, of a rooster, a shark, for example, and so on to be able to create a type of book that is for children and logically that is for coloring. So in this case, we have some options that are quite interesting, and that can help us a lot, especially if we are just starting out in this type of. We have what are ebooks, which, as you can see, are quite easy to do. We also have coloring books, which, as I say, are quite easy to do, especially using Nano Bananas, because it is an artificial intelligence that is quite easy to use really, and it will not bring us any kind of inconvenience. What else are we going to be able to do? Maybe we could do what are guides or manuals, which can be a little more complicated. And in this case, we're going to have to be a little bit more specific. And for example, we're going to put, I don't know, for me, Samsung A16. Yes, just to give an example, and logically, this is going to take much longer because you are creating a guide or manual of this type of electronic device. But maybe it can help them or something much easier, much simpler, such as maybe templates, plans, and even calendars, which we will also be able to ask for. We simply write the prompt. We put something very specific, such as creating a calendar based on each season of the year, and that way. It represents the holidays in a very beautiful way, just to give an example of what we could become with Nano Banana. And well, these are the ways in which we are going to be able to make use of Nano Banana to be able to earn money. And the only thing we would have to take into account is that we are going to send all this information to a PDF text, and we are going to be able to put together a small book. Well, that would be it.